Angry Andy Reviews.
Angry Andy.
Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews. Angry Andy Reviews.
Don't make me destroy you.
Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews, and it's been a while since I've done anything collectible related, but I was informed by direct message last night. It's the first time I've received a direct message from someone in bloody ages, basically saying, have you seen that Hasbro is re-releasing the Proton Pack? And I didn't know what to make of it at first, but as you can see there, right on the banner, at the top of the screen, they are releasing a new Proton Pack. Now,
Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
the Proton Pack for the Ghostbusters was a Haslab exclusive. It's featured right here. It was part of one of those crowdfunding campaigns that Haslab, Plasma Series Spengler's Proton Pack, and it had some, decent, elements to it. It absolutely soared past the target. It shipped, and I was absolutely gutted that I, for whatever reason, just didn't get around to backing it and didn't get one in the end. Behind me I do have the Neutrona wand. I backed the Ghost Trap and the PKE meter, and I have them right here. They're superb, but I never got around to backing this when it initially was in the backing stage, and I was gutted. And yet it's literally right here. We'll get straight to it. The Ghostbusters Plasma Series Proton Pack 1984, and there it is. And I must say, there's some clear differences right off the bat. I mean, it's roughly the same scale. I think it is exactly the same scale. I think the light-up features are exactly the same, but you can clearly see between the two pictures that there is a vast difference in terms of the weathering and all of that. But obviously that's because this version is 1984, so this is like as though they've created it in the house and they're using it there and then, whereas this was it's been sat there gathering dust for 40 odd years, I think, as per the new films. But by and large, it looks okay. It looks all right. I think if you are one of those that missed this, then hey, I think this is going to be possibly a bit of a no-brainer for you. I have to say, some of the detailing isn't quite as there. Some of the interesting features, as with the Haslab version, like this gold marking here, the wiring, and some of the older wiring, especially around this area here. For whatever reason, I know it's supposed to be that they've just built it in house. There's something to be said for it being a little bit mucky and a bit dirty, because the Ghostbusters weren't clean and on all of that, were they? They were in a dilapidated warehouse that should have been condemned, is the line, and they're making things that aren't they're not allowed to. It's a fucking nuclear accelerator, excuse the language. So I think if you get your hands on it and you want to do a bit of weathering, I think that'll be the key. Especially with the stickers, they look a bit too new. I mean, even with, I'll just show you here. So even with the Ghost Trap, you can see some of the stickers are weathered and the design is weathered and things like that. So I think you'd want to, weather it up. I think it does look a bit too clean, but it is, 1-for-1 scale apparently. I think that's what the description here is. We'll read the description, why not? Or product features. So yeah, 1984 celebrated the supernatural start of this frightfully funny franchise. Classic inspired design. 1984 unlicensed nuclear accelerators, lights and sounds from the movie, 25 LEDs, removable cyclotron, Plasma Series compatible, so the Proton Pack is compatible with the Ghostbusters Plasma Series Spengler's Neutrona wand and Neutrona wand 1984 sold separately. So I'm guessing you get the connecting wire, the tube, USB-C power option, more to collect, yeah. So I mean, you don't get a lot of the bells and whistles that came with the Haslab one, like the extra pieces, the stretch goals and all of that. So you're paying a bit more of a premium, I think, for this version, which has a bit less to it. And there it is, featuring premium classic inspired design and detailing. It's 1/1 scale role play. Toy recreates the original Proton Pack as seen in 1984 Ghostbusters. Yeah, I mean, it just is what it says on the tin, really, isn't it? I mean, the tube is there. Is that in the original poster? Yeah. So the tube's there to connect to the wand, and obviously it sits there. It looks decent. It looks really good. And I think that is the point. I think when they released the Haslab, a lot of people were a bit, disappointed they didn't get round to being able to, order one, really. And I think there's been rumours for quite a while they were going to release do a re-release of the Proton Pack, because they did the release of the Neutrona wand. There's two or three different variants, and I think this is something that people wanted, and obviously Hasbro seems to have listened. It looks okay. It looks all right. It does look a bit too clean. That's the only thing for me. You'd have to weather this up. I mean, it just looks too clean for me. It really does. That's the only criticism I have really of it. I mean, the price is quite high. So the original price for the Haslab version, $359.99, and like I said, you got all the stretch goals for it. You got all the extra bells and whistles here. You got a nice, lovely pipe. You got the collectible mini puffs. You got a load of books and stickers, and even got a stand. So there's no stand with this one, $319.99. There's no stand. And yeah, I think that's probably the main thing. There's no stand. It is what it is. You're gonna have to figure it out for yourself. Whether you try and get up on the wall, and also as well, it should be noted, there's no Alice frame. So the Ghostbusters have the Pax Saturn Alice frame, which then they utilize that to carry everything around. So they're quite easy to find, Alice frames, to be fair. When I was researching the Haslab before I missed it, I was researching the Alice frames. So it's something worthwhile to consider and think of. I think they are quite easy to attach to this and utilize.
Batman, what happened? Are you okay?
He slimed me.
That's great!
So yeah, where was I? The Alice frame. Just had my own little Slimer into the room then. But yes, the Alice frame. If you want to make it more authentic, I think that's the way to go. But by and large, as a sort of, if you've missed out and you were upset that you missed out on the Haslab, I think this is, perfect for you. I think I do think it is too clean. I honest to God think that. But it looks the part. I think you give it a bit of a weathering up, a bit of grease, and this will look great. It will complement the Neutrona one very well, and it's something that people have wanted and have been speculating for a while about. So yeah, I think it's a good thing. Price is a bit steep. I think if $319.99, considering the stuff that's not included, it's one of them. I think if this was $299, I think it sounds a bit better. Obviously, it is better by £20, but it's just that psychological difference, I suppose, in terms of the pricing. We hear $319 and go, whew, it's a bit steep. You hear $299, you go, all right. Especially in the current climate as it is, but it's one of those, isn't it? Like in a year where I'm supposed to be holding back on collectibles and whatever, and not really doing anything like this, they suck you back in, they draw you back in, don't they? But this has a limit of 3 per customer. If you're ordering 3, good luck to you. And this is expected to ship around 8th of June 2026. That's quite an accurate shipping date, really. So a full year essentially on from here. So it's not, you won't get charged until the actual dispatch date. So you got a good year to sort of drum up $319.99, I suppose, if you're that way inclined. But this product is only a prototype, so the product may vary, as it says there. But we'll have to see what happens, if there's any more updates or any more releases. But I think this is going to be it. There's no bells, no whistles. It is what it is. So let's see what happens. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.